Hi. So today is January 12th, and today's video is all of the seeds that I am planning on buying for the 2026 growing season. I have a list here. The crazy part is that a lot of these are annuals. Most of them are annual, so spending a ton of money on annuals. I'm going to show you this side here is all Johnny seeds, and this side here is all butterfly or swallowtail garden seeds. Yeah, swallowtail garden seeds, not butterfly. Anyways, I'm hoping that this screen recording is a lot easier to follow along with than me slapping a bunch of pictures up randomly. So let's get started here. We got Johnny's here. One thing I want to note is that my list has a bunch of zinnia seeds on it. And I went through my seeds and I have a lot of zinnia seeds already. So I don't need to order more. I actually have doubles of some of them. And maybe we'll start there. We'll start with zinnias here. So ballerina, I actually have a seed packet of ballerina. It's right here. So I can grow those. These linen ones are new this year. What else do I have? I tend to stay away from these giant ones. Um, Queenie Lime Blush is one that I really love. And I actually have double of that. This Queen Red Lime is another nice one. I like this Queenie Lemon Peach. And then I have double of these Raspberry Ripples. They're a smaller variety. So they would be really good maybe in some containers. Let's see here. They get 12 to 20. I think obviously if they're in a container and you're restricting the amount of root growth that they have, then they can be smaller. And then I have the Cinderella Peach in my collection here. So I'm gonna grow those as well. So let's get back to the list. Asters. I always grow asters. Pretty sure in my list of the 10 plants that I would grow again, asters are in there. The giant peach ones are in there. So here's the king size apricot ones. These are the ones that I grow every year. So buying those. And then I want to try these Lady Coral Lavender ones. I think those would be cool. Those are the only two asters I have on my list. But you can see they have a lot of other cool ones. Like this is a cool one. This is another cool one. Or this souffle light pink one would be a good one. Maybe I'll add souffle light pink to my list. Mahogany Splendor, obviously that's a staple for me every year. My mother said she doesn't want it this year. Well, I'm still gonna buy it for myself and grow it. So that's a staple. Other than that, I just have vegetables on my list for Johnny's. I have some carrots. Let's see here, carrots. We'll show you what I have. I picked out the Yaya carrots. So these carrots here, it says it has more of a uniform root. All my carrots were gnarly in the ground, and I think because I bought them growing in a pot and then took them out and put them in the soil. And what I found out was that carrot roots are very sensitive, so that's why they were gnarly. The other thing is peppers are on my list. I have gourmet pepper, gourmet pepper, I don't know where it is. Here I have gourmet pepper, and then I have islander pepper, which is a cool color. Now, you can call me a moron for this, but I just found this out that green peppers are young, so they're not as sweet. Orange peppers are more mature, so they're more sweet. And then red peppers are the most mature, so they're the sweetest. So I just found out that I found that out recently. So I should get some red peppers. Maybe some like red night ones. And then the only thing else on my list is, well, peas. I have striped peas. I'm not really a fan of sugar peas or snap peas. So I have striped peas on my list here. They're a shorter pea. I think I picked them because the length of harvest, the timeline is the shortest for a lot of these other pea varieties. And then I'll just show you some of the pumpkins. Some of these pumpkins I'm not going to grow. I picked them for my parents to grow. This one that I'm not going to pronounce the name of, I call it the Frankenstein pumpkin. I bought one of them for my professional photos in the backyard and then gave it to my parents for those. I have these on my list, these white ones. And then I have these blaze ones on my list as well. And that's it for my list. And then we can pop over to Johnny's Seeds. No, let me see. No, here. Why do I have two here? I was supposed to have the swallowtail on here. Here. Swallowtail. We'll do Coleus first. So for Coleus, I have Wizard Velvet Red, which is right here. I have Wizard Jade, And I have Wizard Coral Sunrise. And then I have a Superfine Rainbow Multicolor. This is a staple every year. I will confess that my coleus was sort of an afterthought. After growing it, I sort of threw them into the whiskey barrel planters with my canna. This year, hopefully, I'll have better intentions for them. Um, then I wanted to go into my geraniums. So in my video about the things that I won't be growing next year, Maverick Apple Blossom was in that list. So I'm going to stay away from the Maverick geraniums. I don't have any experience with the bullseye ones. The multi-bloom, I don't shut up about the multi-bloom salmon. So I'm going to grow those again. I have lavender and I have white on my list as well. I didn't buy any red ones because I feel like, I mean, you can go to Stein's and buy red ones for like $1 or two, especially with the half dead sale. And then ivy geraniums. So I bought these tornado mix. I bought 3 packets this last year, and you can see they're sold out. So I'm gonna have to buy the red ones and the bi-colored ones. And then I found a white variety on Etsy. You have to be careful on Etsy because there's a lot of scams on there. And so I'm taking a risk by buying some on Etsy. We'll see if it's a scam or not. And then I have some Rudbeckia on my list. Yeah, Rudbeckia. So I have these Moppets on my list. I have these Amarillo Golds on my list. Um, do I have Prairie Sun? I don't think so. I might have to add Prairie Sun to my list. I've grown these Cherokee Sunsets before. I've grown the Orange Fudge before, and I've grown the Cherry Brandy. I'm gonna put Cherry Brandy on my list, and I might put Orange Fudge in. I have Orange Fudge that reseed themselves every year. They're in the garden with the yellow cornflower and the blue glow thistle and the blue globe spruce that I have. And then I added I think it's a waterfalls Japanese maple. People argue if waterfalls and Viridis are the same thing, but my Viridis is a short, what is it? It's a short, I lost the name. Like transfer or, like it's a graft. The Viridis in the front is a short graft, so it's not going to get very tall. And the waterfall in the back is a tall graft, so it will get taller. But anyway, the orange fudge, they reseed themselves. And you have to sort of be careful because some Rudbeckia are annuals and some are perennials. So I don't know. I don't know if these are annuals or perennials. It doesn't say. I mean, I found them under the perennial tab, but some of them aren't. No, they're under the annual tab. Okay. Some Rebecca are annual, some are perennials. I think the only other ones I have on my list are petunias. So we'll look at petunias. The Prism Sunshine, those are my list for sort of every year staple. Those don't spread, they just sort of stay in one place. And then you have to go in here into the Petunia Trailing for the rest of them. So this Raspberry Ice is on my list, and that's what I grew last year. I had them hanging. I have that clothesline where I have all the hanging baskets, and there's two tiers. I had those in there. And then on my list is Trilogy Lime. So Trilogy Lime here is another trailing. I have Easy Wave Pink Passion. Here. Um, and then I have this Shockwave Purple Tie-Dye. I was thinking about getting this Lilac Ice, but it's similar to some of these other pink ones. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to say is I'm not a big fan of the doubles. So here's a lot of doubles, and I'm not a fan of the doubles. But none of these are really trailing or cascading. And then another thing is my mother, she really fell in love with some dahlias, and Proven Winners have some dahlias, some short dahlias. They're the Virtuoso variety or the Virtuoso line, and you can pre-order them from Proven Winners for $11.99 for a 4-inch pot. And yeah, that seems expensive for a 4-inch pot, but you're getting something that has already started, so you know it's going to grow. I did a lot of research, and you can buy bare root tubers for the same price. So at least with Proven Winners, you know that it's actually growing. But I found another website in Michigan where you can buy the same Virtuosos, Proven Winners, for $9.99 pre-order. So they have 5 varieties. So that's $50 versus $60. And so Wisconsin is May. So they will come in May. And you can see they have red, they have yellow, they have pink. They have 5 varieties that I was gonna get. It's not loading, I don't know why. Here's another one. So sort of a pinkish peach. More of a pink and then a red and a... So one, two, three, four of them. And then maybe the other one is a white. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just a real red one. So this is a less red and then a more red. So that's it. So a red, a deep red, a normal red, more of a purplish one, a yellow one, and then sort of a pink peach one. So I'll be ordering those from my mother. Other than that, those are my seeds for the year. Now, am I gonna go to Home Depot or Lowe's and browse and buy, the typical like burpee seeds? Yeah, I'll probably do that too. I have some black eyed Susans for that. So I'll do some of that. There'll be some impulse buying, of course. But that's my video for the day. I'm gonna do the hard part and actually buy all the seeds. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm cheap or I'm tight with my money. So I'm gonna spend a lot of money, which I don't like, but gardening. If I could do gardening and get paid 365 days a year, I would do that over therapy any day. So bye for now. I will see you in the next video.